Hello everyone, this is Reggie Time with the second episode of Tankroll to Bankroll. I haven't played anything since the last session. I haven't played any hands. I'm going to try and play as much of this as possible on video, although I'm not going to commit to doing all of it for obvious reasons, because it will limit the amount of time I can play. I can't make videos during the day as much when I don't have the whole downstairs of the house to myself, so try and make as much as we can, but we'll see how we get on with that. So we're starting the day with an €84 bankroll plus what's at the tables, so that's like €124. We did yesterday with 125, but thanks to a weakening pound, with lost a little bit of it today through just doing nothing. So yep. Props to the British right wing for doing that to me, and all you delightful Brexiteers. Appreciate it. Really do appreciate it. Not only fucking the country up, but now you're fucking my bankrolls up. Go lad, Nige, and all your collection of fucking moronic followers. Make no apologies if you did vote Brexit for making an insulting remark. I'm left wing. We're entitled to just get all flustered and upset and insult right wingers. It's just what we do. We don't do much about it. We don't do much to change anything. We just complain about right wingers and wring our hands a lot. Again, same as last night, we're not going to be talking too much when not much is going on. We're not going to fill the video with tedious left-wing rhetoric or just boring, meaningless fluff between hands, or between points of interest. With the Jack 9 down here on table 4, I elected to c-bet just because of the strength of my back doors and my 2 overcards. With the 2 9s, I think we're just going to fold. We're going to beat pure bluffs, and I don't think there's going to have too many of them on that board, the way the hand's played out. Much more likely to just finally be betting with an ace, or somehow he's made a straight, which is pretty hard at the small blind, or it should be, but who knows. No idea what this table's like, of course. You are my 666th. He plays quite a lot, so I'm going to think he's some kind of regular. Probably not one that's too bright if he's using the same alias on a daily basis, but who knows. Pretty good flop with the ace queen. 2 overs, gut shot, and a nut flush draw. I guess we're just going to be c-betting here and not really minding what happens. Table 3 looks like it could be quite good. 2 players with less than 50 blinds, and one of those guys is open min raises from the small blind. And then just min bet folds. So if anyone missed the first episode, I would encourage you to go back and watch it. But anyway, I just stumbled across it. A Tankroll challenge is, well, I'll talk about what it is in the moment and what I think is good and bad about it when we played our two pretty big hands on tables 1 and 4. Ivara is another regular who never seems to change his name and multi-tabler. I'm going to presume he's cheating and using Hold'em Indicator, because why else would you never change your alias if you didn't want to track your results like with ease? I 3-bet the Queen Jack off just to isolate here against Bradu 14. Seems like a reasonable thing to do. And we get called 4-bet by the regular. Going to be a trivial fold here, of course. Table 1 seems quite rubbish at the minute, no action on it whatsoever. So yeah, Tankroll challenge. It's effectively where you start off with a small bankroll and you move up between the limits very aggressively. So when we get to €151, we're going to be moving up to 25 an L. And move down equally quickly. So you like moving up. You have to be prepared to be flexible between the limits. Move up quickly, move down quickly, and it's a controlled spin up. It's like the old-fashioned spin up with an element of control to it, because you're not just like recklessly gambling, putting like all your bankroll on the line like every single time you play. It's not that kind of spin up. So yeah, I wasn't, when I first became aware of people doing this, I didn't like it much. I thought, oh, it's just people punting. But I've given it more thought, and I actually think it's a reasonable approach to bankroll management, assuming one of two things. You are already a winning player. If you're not already a winning player, it's just going to end in you losing. Like you, sounds harsh, but like you already do. It's not going to help like a losing player become a winning player. That's for sure. And 3-bet the ace jack, I think, from the small blinds. But if you are already a winning player that maybe struggles with the bankroll management and just or you don't get excited by like grinding it out until you have like 50 buy-ins to the next limit, which is all massive hurdles for people who have poor bankroll management. A lot of it is just because, well, we just look at these two hands for a moment. I think we'll let the 4-3 go. Tempted to isolate with the 8-9, but we won't. And we're going to check back the ace jack. We do have a good shot. We now have a pair. To set on table 1. Pretty dry board though, so we're not going to bet too big. King's not ideal. It's going to be a bit of a scare card to most of his calling range from the flop. Yeah, and we just get the 4, which is unfortunate, but when we have to keep betting when we have a set, we're not going to be looking to trap in that situation. So yeah, where are we up to? It's like a controlled spin up. So guys who have never really succeeded in building a bankroll, but they regularly deposit to poker, it's a way of like them having a bankroll management approach at long last, and hopefully one that can, if they stick to it, can give them some sort of element of control at the bottom end of it. So it's not going to keep people playing at the lower stakes too long, which is often an obstacle to solid bankroll management, because people just don't want to grind it out for 120, 150,000 hands at 10-0 until they're like properly rolled with like 40 buy-ins. People don't want to go from like €100 to €1,000 at 10-0, which is kind of what you need to do if you want to practice proper bankroll management, by having 40 buy-ins to 25-0. And 25-0 players don't necessarily want to, have to. Sorry about that. The cat's going fucking mental. If you heard anything. 25-0 players don't want to grind it out like massively, or lots of them don't, especially recreational players. Don't want to have to grind it out massively and have, like, who knows, 4 or 5k just like lying around the place. It's not what recreational players want to do. I mean, it's a lot of money to a lot of people, and it is to me too. And lots of people don't want to have £4,000 or £5,000 on poker websites, especially when that represents a significant portion of their net worth, which it will for lots and lots of recreational players and hobbyists. So I think this can work quite well for those kind of guys, as long as they're prepared to move up and down and not like run a particularly high risk of ruin. You see so many guys that just like try and build bankrolls, and they are the punting, and there's nothing much wrong with that. But if you're always going broke every month, eventually what happens? You just stop depositing. Your wife gets on your case, or whatever, and you just stop playing. Whereas if you just put that initial deposit in and you're prepared to punt with it with an element of control, so then when you do like spin it up, maybe you do take your shot at 25-0 from your €250 or something, and then like lose it all back, and instead of like moving back down at 150, you just like fuck it and you just punt the rest of it off and go broke. If you can stick to this kind of bankroll management, hopefully it's going to give you a chance of actually one of the days getting on a heater and making it stick. And then you can do whatever you want at that. You can get to €500 and just fuck it, take 300 off, spend it, enjoy it, enjoy the fruits of your labour, or you can continue with the aggressive bankroll management. And I think it's going to give. I think it's the sort of thing that gives people way more chance of actually making some money from cash game poker, where most players don't. They'll win a bit, lose a bit, win a bit, lose a bit, eventually go broke, usually not beating the rake. Hopefully this is going to give a few more players a few more thrills from playing cash games poker for a start, because there aren't many thrills to playing cash game poker, and hopefully it's going to give them a chance to actually have some success, which they perhaps don't have if they just get bored of the grind taking them nowhere, or taking them not very far, not very quickly. So I think it certainly has its appeal. It's more appealing to me now than it was a couple of weeks ago when I'd given it no thought. He got €6. I guess we just bet Shove River. If we check jams here, I guess we're just going to call it off. Not been in love with it, but obviously our hand will be way too strong to fold. There's definitely downsides to this approach to bankroll management, because the whole moving down thing when you're losing is something that a lot of players will find very hard to do. If you don't think you're capable of that, then I wouldn't necessarily advise beginning doing this in the first place. You have to be completely flexible and not get attached to like trying to win your money back, etc., etc. That is a big bet. Don't think he bets that size with 2 jacks. But probably just going to stack off here with the 2 queens. If he's doing this with a jack or a bigger pair, then more power to him, I think. And he was just stone bluffing, which kind of makes sense that he's going to have a lot of bluffs there, because he wouldn't, you'd imagine, well, who knows, you would imagine a good player wouldn't choose that sizing if they just like flop trips in a 3-bet pot. And then when you get called on the flop and you've got aces and kings and etc., and you're really going to just want to like, they're not going to be not scared at all that the fact they could be behind, and they're just going to like overbet the pot. I don't know. Sometimes there we just run into somebody going nuts with a premium hand, but we're going to see so many things exactly like we saw there that I think makes it okay to just call it off, especially against an unknown. And we don't know if he's good, bad, in the middle. So they're going to play the king 10 suited against him, given what we've just seen happening, given how deep we are. Who didn't see that coming? Who didn't see that coming? Me in 2-1 on a call. We're a 5-1 dog. But there's going to be an 18 behind, and we are drawing to the nuts. So we have very good implied odds against someone who I expect is going to be very, very bad here. We need to bet like an extra maybe 4 on the river, don't we, to make this okay? Never mind. There's definitely a loose call on the turn there, but given that I just think this guy's just going to go off again. If we do make our, we hope he's going to go off if we make our hand. And he's disappeared now, which is kind of unfortunate, because he could have been fun, but never mind. Don't think we're going to make the next step up this time in this video to 25 now, but you never know. We're just going to play. There's no time limit on the video. We're just going to play until the games start to dry up, really. It's currently 12:15 UK time. It started drying up around 90 minutes from now last night. So we'll see. Still 112 people in the lobby. We're probably going to play till there's maybe only 50 or 60 people in the lobbies. Probably wind it in then, because that's when the tables start really breaking up and then not refilling in quite quickly, because you just no one coming in to take the seats, etc. Yeah, hopefully we're going to get at least an hour and a half out of the video, so we're playing hopefully for at least another hour or so from here. Well, maybe not a table 1. Maybe we're going to jump on another table right now, and then slot it in where table 1 is. Leave that one. And then bring this one in. With 4-bet shoved on one with 3-bet bluffed. Disappointing, but promising in general. I'm going to tile these tables back up so they're all in line. It might end up meaning that our tables shift around a bit. They do, which is unfortunate, but I'm a little bit OCD and I like to use the tile feature. So if Junkie is the player that's just 4-bet jammed out of nowhere, well, not 4-bet jammed out of nowhere, but obviously it's not good to just 4-bet jam over a humble 10 blind 3-bet. Just going to attack. Want to sit on use. What a charming name. Want to sit on use. Check back on the king eye flop. I presume people aren't checking back king x too often on a flushing board and what have you. Pretty good flop for Ace King. Yes, this is another good part of this Tankroll management thing. Is it's grinding out nitty 10-0 games isn't fun, but when there's light at the end of the tunnel and you know that you're only 3 buy-ins away from grinding out nitty 25-0 games, and then you're only going to be 5 buy-ins away again from getting up to 50-0. I think there's really good motivation there to like stay off tilt, keep the grind going, keep pushing forward, and like constantly having something to focus on. Right, I'm moving up again soon. If I do well, I'm going to move up soon. If I do well, I'm going to move up soon. You don't have that momentum when you're building like a proper bankroll, when you're following proper bankroll management techniques. You don't have that same level of, the next jump up's just around the corner. Oh, I think I'm going to make a tight fold here with the tens. So quite often you'll be there, got €150, and I want to, I need to make 600 for it. I can move up. Making 60 buy-ins is fucking hard. It can take months to do that. When you're only going to make 4 or 5 buy-ins, there's always that little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm certainly finding it quite exciting. Quite looking forward to like moving up. When I did the last Bankroll challenge, part of the reason why I failed to complete it was because of how fucking dull it became. When you're right in the middle, when you're at like, I think it went from 100 to like £500 or just over £500, and then you're in no man's land. You got £500. It's not really enough for 20-0. It's too much for 10-0 really, and it did. I got very demotivated with it. I don't think we're going to get demotivated with this challenge, because we're always going to be fighting or pushing towards something that's within touching distance. And I'm starting to see a lot more reasons why this can be a good strategy. Again, provided that you're a winning player and you're disciplined. If you're a winning player and you're disciplined, I think this can be a good strategy for building a bankroll quickly, and for making the most of your talents quickly. Right, we got min 4 bet. We've got the ace queen offsuit. We're out of position. Not much going for us here really, but we're clearly not going to fold to the min 4 bet. We're just going to, obviously we're kind of just hoping to smash the flop. We didn't. Now we're just going to fold when he makes a larger bet. F Junkie's min raise this time. I think last time she raised in the 4 betters, or he or she. I think the 3x. So I'll be keeping my eyes open on F Junkie for any giveaways he or she has with our open sizes. Be cold 4 bet in the ace king here and not folding. Be pretty grim if we get jammed on, but she's just going to go in, and that's going to be all there is to it. Not in terrible shape, and we get there. Go us. Running good at the start of the challenge. We like that. If Junkie doesn't ship it on us this time. This player's just lost a stack to us. I mean, he doesn't know it's us, of course. But we have to bear in mind slight fact that this player could be tilted. King, queen off. I think we're just going to call though. Really do not want to be facing 4 betting and then just facing a 5 bet with hand like that. I think ace 10 could be good, a decent amount here, so we'll check it back, and it is. Check back our king queen here. Don't want to open myself up to a check raise. And now I'm happy to play for all the beans. Just gonna. Well, we are deep, aren't we? We are deep. Limp call. I mean, we're not folding. It's just we do want a 3-bet, get it in. I mean, we're obviously behind to 3 sets, and probably just 10-8. I would say 10-8 suited. So we're not behind to very much here. Do you want to call, or do you just want to get it in now? Oh, bollocks. Run out of time, bank. That's a pisser. That is a pisser. Who knows? Maybe it saved me money. But, yeah. It's irritating. Still not sure what I was going to do. I guess I was just going to call and then just maybe check and get it in on the turn. Who knows? Maybe he just saved his money. Pretty awful flop with 2 9s against the cheating regular. It's a bit small here on the turn on the 7-9x. Don't expect him to fold too much that called the flop. And it's been a pretty safe run out, hasn't it, really, when you think about it? Raise here for value and pure kippy jams, I guess. Squeeze here with the ace-8. See, I'm not going to fold here. Well, we did have the 5-6. That's pretty grim. He did have the 5-6. That hurts. Wow, 277. I guess we're in payoff mode right now. And we drag one straight back. Swingy, swingy, swingy. I mean, yeah, no one likes getting like led into and then 3-bet shoved on. But this is the guy who like just made the massive raise earlier in the 3-bet pot. So my impression of him, my instincts are telling me he's probably going to be a bad loose player. Could be wrong, of course, but that's what my instincts are telling me. And if that's the case, I'm not into making hero folds at 10 and L because people just make so many big mistakes. Didn't 3-bet the aces to allow a virus particularly, but maybe one of these guys to 3-bet behind. If they don't, well, we've still got 2 aces. We've got a very disguised hand. And if we were ahead before the flop, we're probably still ahead now. I don't see him raising anything that makes us straight under the gun, so we're only behind 2 sets. Wow. And he just makes a straight flush. which must be nice. Don't know like Spewy here, but this is like a really standard check raise with the 10-9. I know we've just lost a couple of pots, so it might look like I'm being a bit tilty and spewy here, but it's a super standard check raise. Fold if we get a 3-bet, of course. Not looking to get all the money in here, just hoping to get some folds, but when he calls, obviously we have some equity. And yeah, things haven't gone too well for us in the last few moments, but that's fine. Still not sure that we're down for this session. I still think we're doing okay. Ace 10. So now we're in the calm after the storm, which is almost a saying. Oh, some action here on table 1. F Junkie's certainly happy to move chips around. Sadly, pretty much gone broke there. Yes, we'll be going to the river on table 1. No need to bet big on table 2. Can't really set mine against the €3 stack. Obviously we're rooting for F Junkie to be doubling through somebody soon. Not us, of course. And doubling again. If we're not in a pot, we're going to be watching table 1 and we're going to be wearing an F Junkie scarf, singing some F Junkie supportive songs. Come on, Fran, stick your money in. Courtesy double up. Nope. Not today. We haven't been very good at getting aces with getting action with our aces so far in this challenge, have we? We had action once with them and we lost. The rest of the time we've either had walks or we've just picked up the blinds and ante. Well, not even the antes, just the blinds. But we did run good with tens last night, didn't we? Versus kings. We're prepared to play for all 36.7 blinds of F Junkie with our ace queen on table 1. Doesn't give us the opportunity to though. Ryan's hand he can fold. Very quiet one. What challenges we got at the minute? Make a set on the flop using both hole cards and win a pot. Win a multi-way pot. Both of those not particularly easy to do. Not much happening right now, just getting dealt an awful lot of offsuit junk. I like the look of Luca here. Seems to be doing quite a lot of limping. And then massively over betting. We like seeing those things. Be 3-betting the ace-3 suited if there's an open. And F Junkie goes broke. Hopefully F Junkie will be... Nope. Nope. The reload was not activated. Which is unfortunate. Because table 1 doesn't look too great without F Junkie. So let's Open another table, another random table, because another random table can't be worse than table 1. I wouldn't have thought. Which looks pretty reggy. So we'll pull it off to the side for the time being. And then we'll leave next big blind at this table. 2 kings. Come on, Lucas, give us some action, sir. Oh, snap folds. Never mind. Everyone snap folds. Joyous. How joyous. Try not to let me OCD get the better of me this time so it's not too confusing. We'll keep. We'll put table 1, the new table 1 in where the old table 1 was. This Herrera seems quite nitty. He's aggressive when they're in, when he or she's in a pot. Definitely playing aggressive. Oh, Luke has disappeared. How disappointing. And again, doesn't look like he leaves us with the best of tables. Stick with table 4 for now because I've seen neck oops open limp a couple of times. Wow, that's a flop. A cold 4-bet bluff with my king queen offsuit on table 1. So we're not getting action on table 4, which is disappointing. I don't mind doing this from time to time, where the min raise and then the smallish 3-bet. I don't like to get too out of line with it, but with 2 high cards, king queen offs, feels like a reasonable hand to do it, to make that play with against ranges that don't have to be super strong. What about that flopping the second nut flush in a multi-way pot and getting no action? No action whatsoever. No one can have like a little heart in there. Nobody can have flop top pair. Nope. Just everyone's bricked out and folding. We're going to lose table 3 because want to sit on you isn't reloading, but they're not playing a fucking pot either, so the only player that might be a fish and might be a weaker player isn't displaying too many characteristics of being truly weak. So with that in mind, we'll join a new table with a view to not putting any more blinds in at this one. Doesn't actually put on a new table yet. What could actually end up happening here is I leave this table and then my next table is the one we've just left, which wouldn't be fun. Let's see, is it? No, it's not. It's found me a different table. Has it found me a different table? Yes, it has. Immediately see want to sit on you with a bigger stack at this table, so it's clearly some kind of regular. You can play more than one table, but not one that's figured out where the auto reload button is yet. And we're going to lose table 2 soon as well, because that's a pretty dire table. Not that fond of table selecting at 10 and L, but if we're just going to be sat with a bunch of nits at various tables, in the interest of actually making some money and, you know, getting some action, I think flipping around isn't the worst idea. Where's that table gone? There it is. And it's just took me back to the table I just left, so we'll leave it for the moment. Maybe just play 3 tables for a short while, give it 5 minutes, and then try and join some new tables when the lobby numbers have changed significantly, because at the moment it's just going to take me back to tables that I'm leaving, because obviously we're leaving empty seats behind, so then when we go to join a new table, it's just going to put us back at a table that we've recently left. That's kind of how it works. And check on hand on table 3 here. Table 3 expect, or table 2, 3, whichever you look at, expecting to win a bunch. But we might go for a check raise if he does take a stab, because I think he could go for thin value on this river here, like bet, check, bet. Could be thin value with a hand like pocket 10s, pocket 8s, something like that. And then we can hopefully try and get him off it, knowing that we have like the nut blocker, or the nut flush blocker at least, not the absolute nut blocker of course, because the board was paired. The plan there was check, expect to win when it goes check, check, and then check, raise, bluff if he was to make a stab. That was the plan there, and it worked perfectly because we went check, check and won. Let's see what this is taking us to now. It's a table we've already been at again. Lobby numbers had just dropped by 6, so I was hoping that maybe it'd close some tables and what have you, but it doesn't appear to have been the case. Don't think he has two queens very often. Don't think he has a 3 very often. Pocket 8s makes sense. I mean, we have to call because we're getting such a great price, of course. We do with the flush. Hopefully we're not about to get owned by a full house. Or quads. I mean, the hand I'm most scared of here is pocket 8s. If you don't have pocket 8s, I'm going to presume we win. Ace 3. He does have a 3 often. Well, not often, but at least some of the time. I had to put these motherfuckers on the Ace 3 offsuit though, isn't it? Caller over here if you want to sit on new bets. Make a bet, try to get called by ace high. Aces everywhere. Check jam this flop when our friend bets. What out the cold 4-bet jam. What would I have called that cold 4-bet jam with? Probably 10s plus an ace king, I guess. Maybe not 10s, maybe jacks plus an ace king. I see the 4-bet jam pre-flop, like the cold 4-bet jam over just like whatever it was, a 10 big blind, 3-bet or something. My inclination is to believe that it's mostly people who are wanting to see flops. So usually thinking pocket jacks, ace king, that type of hand is going to form like a pretty damn big part of the range. Yeah, of course they can have aces and kings and things too, but not I think too many people are just like going for the overbet jump because they want action, right? When they've got aces and kings, they want action. They don't want, they just want to go all in and have people fold. Just going to check back our 3-bet bluff didn't work, and we've got 2 backdoor draws, but that's just about it. Right, let's see if we can't get another table up now. Lobby's dropped again. We've lost a significant number of players in the lobby in the last 20 minutes, which is kind of in line with what happened last night. I want to sit on you again. Is this the same table as earlier? Ruad, want to sit on you, could be. But it looks like if it was, we had Ivara here and the regular there, so maybe even if it is, maybe you've hired them quick for the night. These guys have stuck around, and now we've got the same table, but with better players, with worse players, which is like better for us. Straight into the action with the ace king. Not folding after making it 140. It's the odds of want to sit on you being a block. It's 99% certain, isn't it? 99% certain it's just some fucking weird bloke making the world's worst attempt to pretend to be a woman. Because I can't think of many women I've known throughout my life that would ever use a screen name of want to sit on you. Certainly not any woman that I'd want to know for more than like an hour anyway. Isolated with the 9-7 suited, didn't really flop very much. Check back because bad players will just often have like loads of weak ace-x in the range that we don't want to be doing the value betting for them with. Now we're going to bet and probably bet the river. Given we picked up the draw. Oh, we were until he decided to lead into us and make things quite easy for us. Wow. His sizing makes this really quite awkward. I can't think of a good 4-bet size that creates an illusion of fold equity, so he's going to go with the jam because he made it so big, 18 blind. You know what, we're going to make it. Anything we make it there is going to obviously commit us anyway. Yeah, it just made life awkward. His sizing. Yeah, we're going to make it 33 blinds. I mean, who the fuck makes it 33 blinds? Pre-flop, 100 blinds deep effective. No fucker does, do they? No one does. We now have a straight with 80% of a straight flush draw, which is which is quite exciting. Now we're going to stab with the Jack 9 and probably bet the river too, unless we get led into again. We're just approaching the hour mark. How are we doing so far? 83 euros. 103 euros. 113, 114, 127. Oh, boom. 136 euros or so, I guess we've got. 83 plus 54. 137. So we're just 14 euros away from being able to take our first shot at the 25-1L game. little bit deeper here, so we might consider calling this 3-bet with 6-7 suited. We are starting like 140 blinds deep. How was that for a flop? I don't think I should raise here because I'm not going to have a raising range. I mean, I'm not going to be raising pairs except slow play premiums. Not going to raise an 8, not going to raise pocket 5s. So I guess we just call. I mean, most of my range are going to be slow playing until the river here, and then raising. If I had an 8, I would go call, call, raise. If I had pocket 5s, I would go call, call, raise. So we can incredibly call, call, bluff raise here sometimes, I guess, and rep some slow played big hands if we decide we want to bluff the river. He checks now. And I guess this is it's not great when we don't know. If he might just be check calling with like all of his decent hands here. Like ace, king, aces. I don't think he has queens. I think he checks queens on the turn quite a lot. No, I think we could have got a bet 3 9s there. We timed out again, which is unfortunate. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I was gonna bet. I'm not gonna say, oh fuck, I was gonna bet that and we messed up. I don't think I was gonna bet just because it looked too much to me like he was on a I don't know. I think maybe we should have stuck with the plan there, which is gonna be bet, bet. Sorry, call, call, then raise or call, call, bet. Yeah. I misplayed that one quite badly, I think. Happy with pre-flop call, happy with flop, happy with turn. Not happy with river. And I hope that's not me just playing results. So why does he like continue betting the 9s on the turn? He's winning the pot, but I'm not sure it's going to be that good long term. It's going to make him. It's going to give me the ability if I remember the read against him. It's going to give me the ability to like do lots of pretty cool things against him in future spots where we're in position. If he's like betting some pretty clear like check something hands. If he's betting hands that he clearly should be checking, then it's going to give us a license to get after him just a little bit, I think. Don't think he's got a king very often. So we're going to just try and blow off. If he heroes us the queen, then good for him. I don't think players check back top pair very often in micro stakes poker. So once they do check back and we turn equity with the draw, I guess we're just going to bet twice and hope things work out. Going to squeeze the ace 9 of clubs here on table 1, almost for sure. A lot of money out there. Certainly worth going after with this type of hand. I think our friend he's going to have a queen. Sorry, not a queen. Jack X. Don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Kind of lost the plot a little bit. We're going to bet again though. Just giving up with the 8-9. It's been interesting. We've had some bluffs get through. We've had all sorts this session. It's been I've certainly enjoyed it. Not winding it up just yet, in case you guys think, sounds like he's winding it up. There are still 75 players in the lobby, so we will try and stay with it for as long as possible, because I am keen to try and get to 25 now in the next video or two. That bet's slightly too big, but that's fine. 7 completes quite a lot of stuff. 10 Jack was already there. So either bet now and then check back a river, or check back now and call brick rivers. And I think we'll go with the latter, because getting raised on that turn really sucks. And if you're ever in a situation where if you bet and get raised, it really, really fucking blows, then I don't think it's the worst place to check. And you should be making that as an excuse not to bet too often. But when you're in spots where you've got a hand like that, but if you bet and get raised, you're going to have to fold your hand and what have you. And it's going to be not that easy to get called. I'm going to check here and let him bluff. He's like miss flush draws and things. If he's backed into diamonds, then good for him. Worked out nice. Yeah, I usually don't mind keeping my foot on the gas with my value betting, but sometimes if I'm just in a spot where I think, fuck, I really don't want to get raised here. That's not to say that we should. I don't want people to think that I'm incapable of bet folding, because I'm not incapable of bet folding. But there's some spots where you want to bet, but you just kind of think, you know what, really don't want to have to bet fold here. So usually when I'm in position, actually, if I'm out of position, I'm happy just like continuing to bet and then just dealing with the consequences. But when I'm in position and I get the chance to see a free river, then I bet myself, then I bet and then deny myself the chance of the cheap river because we've been raised. It's not something I enjoy. But it's not very often I will check back in those spots. It's just when the turn card's really good for their range and you have top pair, top kicker, it's not the worst spot just to check back and then look to call some rivers or what have you. I say we missed a little bit of value possibly, but then we made up for it on the river by inducing a bluff, so it's not like we're giving up on making money with the hand. Come on, where's our deuce? We're never going to complete this bloody challenge of making sets if you're never going to fucking flop me one, aren't we? I love 3-betting hands like ace 10 off suit But against someone who's isolating a limper, I will pop it into my range. Normally, I wouldn't be 3-betting a hand like that. But I think it's an okay spot to do it. So I still like my 10. I like the fact we've got our flush draw. No, that's not unpleasant. It's just, do we bet and call it off? Or do we check? I think we just bet and call it off, don't we think? No, I guess we just check. It's the fucking third time I've timed out this video. That is not nice. Because now it's going to make it such a fucking weird spot all of a sudden. It's such a shit spot now. I should just have bet. Oh, it worked out okay though. Worked out okay. More by luck than judgment. Timing out 3 times in one video. I've not done that for quite some time. Don't even feel that tired either. It's not like I'm super tired or no excuses. Just dithering. Stop fucking dithering, Reg. That's all. Anyway, so we're getting close to the moving on up. What have we got going on here? We have 83 plus 60. That's 140, 145 euros. Just €6 away from 25 NL action. Limp, click it back. Grim. Grim. 95 plus, we got like 210. I guess we just go with it and hope to get lucky. And we do need to get lucky. And we did not get lucky. I mean, you're just hoping he's just good doing that with some kind of pocket pair worse than, like, lower than jacks there, aren't you, really? Otherwise, you know you're toast. But once we make the 3-bet, kind of committing ourselves against him. Not ideal, but never mind. Never mind. Gambling without an edge. folding pairs on flops in limp pots. Even really shit middle and bottom pairs. Wouldn't enjoy getting raised on a board this dry with 2 kings, but I'd probably just go with it still in a call and just keep calling sort of way. Decided I don't want to sit on you just because of the screen name and avatar combo. So we're going to be rooting for Scutina here. One black cougar. What does that little sign mean? There's a little flashing red thing mean disconnected or something. I don't know. Oh, they put the time bank on. Who knows? We'll be saying goodbye to table 2 in a moment. No interest in playing heads up against someone who doesn't appear to have been playing too loosely. Two players have just joined, so I guess we'll just stay around for the time being. Pretty bad river card on table 2. Although he did just defend the 5-8 offsuit, which isn't usually on my to-do list. I know we're only 2.5 XT, but I mean, come on. You really think you're going to make 5-8 off into a winner out of position? Seems unlikely to me. had the flush. Fireplace there. Just didn't lead the turn after we checked back. This guy's just folding everything, so we are going to just come away from that table. Cannot be bothered getting into like a huge battle over no dead money. It's not really my thing. Don't mind playing against regulars, but I don't want to play against like 2 regulars. I mean, look at this guy's folding everything. He's not going to be giving much away, is he? So instead we'll just fuck off, get out of the way. Not bothered. I'm really not into the whole ego dick waving, proving yourself against other semi-anonymous regs thing. Shuffle the tables round again. That's exactly the same tables before, but there's now a 4th player at it, but it's like Kazanka, who I've observed at other tables, who I suspect is probably a regular, so we're just going to leave it for a moment. We are reaching the kind of time of night where I expect tables to start breaking quite quickly. There's still 75 people showing in the lobby, so we're not ready to call it a night just yet, but we're going to be bearing it in mind. Trying to figure out if this is the same table again or not, but I'll give it a look because I don't recognise the name AK Yeah or Calypso Man, so we'll give it an orbit. Now there's Calypso Man there. Kazanka hasn't reloaded, so maybe my initial read of could be tight regular, maybe off. Still could be tight, of course, just not a regular. Yeah, I'm thinking we might just call it a night in a moment. Tables starting to break off and not seeing fish at any table. Real obvious fish anyway, except this guy here. So even if we did get full tables, it's not looking like there's too many fish around right now. So yeah, maybe we'll call it a night next big blind. It is getting late and it's 1:30. I am on a course tomorrow with work and need to be there for 9:30 a.m. So getting an early night wouldn't do me too much harm, I guess. Especially staying up to grind some pretty moderate tables. So we just play these tables out, we'll fold our next big blind, we'll leave the table, we'll check the roll, and then we'll come back tomorrow and hopefully make the transition to for the first time in the challenge to 25 and L. Fair chance we don't make it stick the first time, but you never know. We might just get on a roll. That seems like a good card to now triple barrel on. Well, double barrel, never mind. So, what's the bankroll on? Started on 123, was it, something like that, and we finished on 140. So we're at €11 from moving up, depending on what the fucking exchange rate does to tomorrow. But we are just €11 from taking our first shot at the 25 and L games. Hopefully that'll happen tomorrow. If not, it'll happen soon enough. And yeah, we'll leave it there and goodbye for now.